Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Trojan Field here in Bruce. We're about 2 minutes away from the opening kickoff. If you joined us late, we have had the homecoming queen crowned before the game here, LaDonna King, 1990 homecoming queen here at Trojan Field. Now going over the starting lineup with you as far as the Trojans of Bruce are concerned. Number 10, Fred Thomas, will start at quarterback. He's a senior at 155. 14, Jamie Easley, wide receiver, senior at 160. And 20, Tyrone Bean comes in as a wideout. He is a junior at 175. Number 22, Roger Armstrong, running back, 155 sophomore. 36, Tim Armstrong, wideout on offense, linebacker on defense, 175 junior. Number 58, Ariat Gates, guard offensively, defensive end defensively, 170 junior. 62, Jason Kane, the center on offense and linebacker defensively, 175, he's a senior. Number 67, Brandon Box, guard offensively, defensive end on defense, 175 senior. Number 70, Chad Massey, tackle, defensive tackle, 233, he's a senior. Number 75, Benny Bearfield, tackle, defensive tackle, 230, senior. And rounding out the starting lineup this evening for the Trojans, number 86, Roger Moore, wideout on offense and defensive end on defense. He comes in at 150 pounds, and he's a junior. Now turning to the Cougars of Coldwater with their starting lineup. Number 3, Greg Red, quarterback, 155 senior. Number 9, Cedric Merritt, wideout, 150, he's a senior. Number 22, Chris Mahana, wingback, strong safety on defense, 145, and he's a senior. Number 30, Tracy Blackman, is a wideout on offense, a cornerback on defense, 152, junior. Number 31, Reggie Conley, fullback linebacker, 170, junior. 54, Andrian Turner, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, 185, senior. Number 60, Keith Mack, offensive tackle, defensive linebacker, 230, he's a senior. Number 61, Chris Ramsey, offensive guard, defensive linebacker, 155, senior. Number 64, Demetrius White, center, offensively, linebacker, defensively, 170, senior. Number 71, Tony Davis, nose guard on defense, strong safety, 250, and he's a junior. Number 83, rounding out the starting lineup this evening for the Cougars, is Sherman Nolan. He's a tight end on offense, and defensively he comes in with the linebacker position, coming in at 172 pounds, and he is a junior. And we have the captains for each team meeting at midfield. Captain duties this evening for the Trojans, number 67, Brandon Box, as well as number 25, Greg Bond, out there for the initial coin toss. We'll know momentarily who will receive opening kickoff to begin tonight's 1990 homecoming game. Again, the Trojans are hosting the Cougars of Coldwater. LaDonna King was crowned the homecoming queen before the ball game this evening. And Lori Edmondson, the maid of honor. We're going to have a sponsor break here as we see the initial coin toss, and Bruce has won the toss and have elected to receive. So we'll start this evening's battle with the Cougars kicking off for the Trojans. We're going to kick it back down to Ann now with a sponsor timeout.
Bringing you the games this season for Bruce, Pizza Palace of Bruce, Weeks Big Store located in Bruce, Farmers and Merchants Bank right here in Bruce, Coast to Coast of Bruce, Step Saver Pharmacy, Walco, Trojan Inn Restaurant. We'll be back with more sponsors after the prayer and the national anthem.
Let's bow our heads in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we come tonight and just rest to be with these young men as they play ball tonight. We pray that you safeguard and keep them safe. Father, that have a good sportsmanship on the field, but Father, also as we have the same sportsmanship in the bleachers, and just good that they do the best they could. The best team win tonight. Father, watch over and guide us. We pray in Christ's name. Amen.
have the rival of the Coldwater Cougars onto the field from our left. As we have heard a big round of applause going up at the conclusion of the playing of our national anthem by the Bruce High School Marching Band. We are currently awaiting the arrival of the Trojans onto the field. Checking in now on local action involving other schools tonight, Friday, October the 12th. Water Valley will travel to Holly Springs. Calhoun Academy will be observing their homecoming this evening, and they'll be hosting Strider Academy. The Hilltoppers of Houston will be in action at Hatley. Calhoun City versus Coffeyville at Coffeyville. And Vardaman hosts Manatee, as we have the homestanding Trojans of Bruce making their way onto the field, as they are being led by the cheerleader squad that comes to the near sideline. Again, we already had the initial coin toss. The Trojans won the toss, so have elected to receive. So we'll start this evening's action with the Cougars kicking off for the Trojans. And we have the Trojan receiving corps on the field awaiting the opening kickoff. Back deep to receive for Bruce will be number 10, Fred Thomas, as well as number 20, Tyrone Bean. Number 30 teeing it up for the Cougars, Tracy Blackburn. Blackburn approaches the ball, and the game is underway. To be number 20, Bean on the return for the Trojans. Fights his way up to around the 28 or 29-yard line before he is knocked to the ground by number 31, Reggie Conley. And that's where the Trojans will set up shop first and 10 to begin this evening's action from their own 29-yard line. Fred Thomas, Jamie Easley, Tyrone Bean, Jim Armstrong, Eric Gates, Jason Kane, Brandon Box, Chad Massey, Benny Bearfield, and Roger Moore starting lineup this evening for the Trojans offensively, as number 10, Fred Thomas, sets his offense. Here goes the first man through, got a big hole at the middle to the 4 to the 45. Fights his way out to around the 48-yard line. Nice pick up on that carry by number 22, Roger Armstrong. He's a sophomore, 155 at the running back position. Plenty of room for the first down. As the chain crew moves the sticks across the way, it'll be first and 10 for the Trojans. From their own 48, 49-yard line, but we do have a penalty marker down. And this one will be working against Coldwater. Official discussing things there with Fred Thomas, the offensive captain, on the field. And we'll see what transpires from here. It's going to move the ball into Cougar territory here after the penalty is tacked on. And it's going to be spotted around the 37-yard line. Personal foul against the Cougars of Coldwater. Carried with it a penalty of the 15-yard variety. First and 10 from the 37-yard line. As the Trojans break huddle now and work their way up the line of scrimmage. Coldwater shows a 5-man defensive front with a 3-man linebacker set. Number 20, Bean in motion across the way. Thomas with a give to number 22. Got a hole on the right side down the field. Still on his feet, driving for the goal line. Finally down by a host of Cougar defenders. That was Roger Armstrong with the carry. Again, he's a sophomore, 155. Nice piece of running by Armstrong. As he moves the ball all the way down to around the 16-yard line of Coldwater. Consecutive first downs here for the Trojans. They're moving the ball impressively on the ground in this opening drive. We're in the first quarter of play with 11 minutes remaining. We are scoreless. The Trojans are hosting the Cougars of Coldwater's homecoming 1990. Thomas puts number 1, Kevin Austin, in motion across the way. Wide out to the near side. One lone set back in the backfield. Armstrong with the ball, trying to turn the corner. Gets down to around the 10-yard line. He was tripped up there by number 30, Tracy Blackburn, with a touchdown saving tackle. That'll bring up the second down situation. And about 3 or 4 yards to go for the first. Coming in offensively now for the Trojans, number 20, Tyrone Bean, wide out junior at 175. He replaces Kevin Austin, a sophomore at 125. Second about 3 here for Bruce. As Bean goes in motion across the way. Thomas drops the throw. Across the middle, pass is caught. Touchdown, Trojans. Number 20, Tyrone Bean, the man in motion. He found an opening there in the end zone. And Fred Thomas hit him with it, put 6 points on the board for the Trojans of Bruce. Get that score with 10 minutes and 11 seconds showing remaining in the first quarter. Bruce 6, Coldwater 0. Number 36 on to attempt the PAT for the Trojans. That's Tim Armstrong, a junior at 175. Hold by number 14, Jamie Easley. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and he put it through. Armstrong comes on to tack on the extra point. It's Bruce 7, Coldwater 0. 10 minutes, 11 seconds showing remaining in the first quarter. And here's Ann with a sponsor timeout.
Pizza Palace and Bruce bring you tonight's Trojans football game, as well as the football games the Trojans play throughout this 1990 season. Pizza Palace is some of the finest pizza located on the square in Bruce, where they serve a daily lunch buffet Monday through Saturday. So be sure and go by and visit with the Cockleses at Pizza Palace in Bruce. Wheat's Big Star of Bruce, another sponsor of tonight's game. Wheat's Big Star, bigger and better with more service, better selection, quality. Go by and visit Eric Weeks, Mary Weeks, and their fine staff of employees. They're ready to serve you. Weeks Big Star in Bruce, Weeks Supermarket in Vardaman. Farmers and Merchants Bank, your locally owned, locally operated bank, serving the local people.
Kick is a squibber off the end of his foot there. Number 22, I believe, trying to make an effort to return the kick there for the Cougars up to around the 29-yard line. And that's where Coldwater will put their first offensive series in motion from that point to begin this evening. And they're going to start this drive from around their own 29-yard line. Be first and 10 Cougar from that point. Coaching staff for Coldwater, Thomas L. Pierce, head coach, assistant Jamie Green, and William Robinson. First and 10 Coldwater. Working out the eye in the backfield, puts the wide out to the near side. Fumble on the snap. Quarterback trying to do something with it here, and he is dropped from behind. Number 3, Greg Red, trying to make something out of nothing there. He was trapped for about a 3 or 4 yard loss on that particular play. That's going to bring up the second down situation. Also perhaps 3. We'll call it second 13 here. That ball's marked now around the 25-yard line in Coldwater territory. Clock continues to move with 9 minutes and 26 seconds remaining. We are in the first quarter. Bruce 7, Coldwater 0. Number 3, Greg Red, quarterback, 155 senior. With his signal calling duty as Gibb goes to the first man through. Still on his feet, trying to drive for yards. Up mid 30-yard line. Around the original line of scrimmage. That's number 32 on that carry. That's James Stewart, a sophomore, 165 at the fullback position offensively, and his linebacker on defense. Third down here, we'll call it 10 to go for the first. Ball is marked directly on the 30-yard line in Coldwater territory. As Red puts his team up to the line of scrimmage, now working from the shotgun formation. Wide outs all over the field. Red drops the throw in the pocket. Looking, firing to the near side. Pass is batted away. Intended for number 9, Cedric Merritt, a junior 150. That bring up the fourth down, and once again about 10 yards to go. Punting situation for the Cougars of Coldwater. Back to kick it away for the Cougars will be Greg Red. Quarterback and the punter as well. Gets it away. Takes a few Coldwater rolls there. It's going to be down to around the 41-yard line. And that's where the Trojans will put their second offensive series of the evening in motion, 1st and 10. Back to receive the punt was number 10, Fred Thomas. Elected to let it roll. So Bruce will start this drive in impressive field position once again, around their own 41. With 8 minutes and 26 seconds of operating time available in the first quarter. It's Bruce 7, Coldwater 0. Trojans quick huddle now, work their way up to the line of scrimmage. Again, this is Fred Thomas with his signal calling duties for the Trojans. 2 wide outs across the way, 2 on the near side. Lone set back in the backfield. Thomas up under center now. It goes to lone set back in the backfield, number 22. This is Armstrong coming to the near side. First down and more. Armstrong down to around the 38-yard line before he's finally tackled by a couple of Coldwater defenders. Nice piece of running by Roger Armstrong. He's a sophomore at 155. The 1st and 10 Trojans. Doing the job on the ground so far this evening. Ball's going to be marked around the 38-yard line in Coldwater territory as number 33, Jerome Tillman, enters the game for the Trojans, replacing Armstrong. Thomas puts number 20, Tyrone Bean, in motion across the way. Rolls to his right, wants to throw, pass is complete. Number 14, Jamie Easley with it. Down the far sideline, still on his feet. Jamie Easley down the field, finally knocked out of bounds. Nice run after the catch by number 14, Jamie Easley. He's a senior at 160. It's going to be another first down here for the Trojans. Consecutive first downs for Bruce. As number 20, Tyrone Bean, leaves the game offensively for the Trojans. A junior at 175, comes to the near sideline. That ball is now spotted around the 25-yard line in Coldwater territory. 1st and 10 Trojans. Thomas with the inside give going to number 33, Tillman. Down the field, Jerome Tillman inside the 10. He drives his way down to around the 6 or 7 yard line. That was number 33, Jerome Tillman, coming in at an even 200 pounds. He's a junior at the running back position. 1st and goal to go here for the Trojans of Bruce. Clock continues to run with 7 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. We're in the first quarter. If you joined us late, it's Bruce 7, Coldwater 0. Trojans are threatening here on around the 7-yard line in Coldwater territory. Number 1, Kevin Austin in motion across the way. Thomas rolls to his right, looking, firing. In the flat is Jamie Easley down the far sideline. Easley trying to get in. Touchdown, Trojans. Number 14, Jamie Easley, with a nice reception and a nice run after the catch to get into that end zone. He's a senior at 160 pounds. Put 6 more points on the board for the Trojans. Bruce 13, Coldwater 0. Gets that score with 7 minutes and 7 seconds showing remaining in the first quarter. Once again, on to attempt the extra point will be number 36, Tim Armstrong. He's a junior at 175. Hold by number 14, Jamie Easley. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it's no good. Wide to the left. So the score will stand, Bruce 13, Coldwater 0. 7 minutes, 7 seconds showing remaining in the first quarter. Taking a look now around the Magnolia Stadium where our major universities will be in action tomorrow, Saturday, October the 13th. The Ole Miss Rebels will travel to Athens to take on the Georgia Bulldogs between the hedges in a key conference matchup. The Mississippi State Bulldogs will face Kentucky at Lexington, Kentucky, and the Southern Miss Golden Eagles will take on the Green Wave of Tulane at New Orleans. So suffice it to say that as far as major college football is concerned, the state of Mississippi will be on the road this weekend. Back deep to receive the kick for the Cougars. Can't quite pick out the numbers from this angle. We do have number 12 back there. 32, excuse me. That's James Stewart, one of the up backs. And I believe that's number 5 back there as well, Sean Smith, back to receive the kick for Coldwater. So Smith trying to retrieve the ball as it sails back into the end zone. Automatic touchback there. And Coldwater will start this drive 1st and 10 from their own 20. As we hear a chorus stuck up in the background by the Bruce High School Marching Band. First and 10 Coldwater, operating from their own 20-yard line. Greg Red out of shotgun formation, drops the throw, passes away, it's complete. He took a shot there. After about a 2 or 3 yard pickup, maximum on that play. 31 Reggie Connolly, I believe, with that reception down across the way. Bring up a second down. We'll call it about 8 yards to go for the first. That ball is not going to be marked around the 20, 22, and the 23-yard line in Cougar territory. Clock continues to tick now with 6 minutes and 16 seconds. We're in the first quarter. 13 Bruce, 0 Coldwater. Greg out of the shotgun, wide out to the near side. Inside give goes number 5, trying to turn the corner, nowhere to go. That was Sean Smith with that carry, a senior at 150. Lost a yard or 2 on that carry. He was tackled in there by, among others, number 11, Johnny Armstrong, a senior at 160. Third down and almost 10 now to go for the first. Coldwater having trouble getting anything established offensively so far this evening. And as you know, Bruce has done the job. Put 2 scores on the board here in the first quarter. Third and long here for the Cougars. Red again working out that shotgun formation. Wide outs all over the place. Drops the throw in the pocket. Sails one over the middle. Pass is almost picked off there by number 36, Tim Armstrong, a junior 175. And that'll bring up the 4th down situation. And once again, almost 10 yards to go. Funny situation for the Cougars. Anticipating the punt, Bruce puts number 10 back deep to receive. That's Fred Thomas. Back to kick it away for the Cougars, number 3, Greg Red. Red gets the high snap, gets it down, and gets the kick away. It's a wobbly end over ender. Fred Thomas is going to try to return this one, trying to find somewhere to go. Cuts upfield, still on his feet. Is at midfield, strapping out, trying to find a block downfield. He may go. This is Fred Thomas down the near sideline. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Trojans. Number 10, Fred Thomas. On the punt return, he's a senior at 155. And he followed his blocks well down the near sideline to put the ball in the end zone. It'll make it 19 Bruce, 0 Coldwater. To get that score with 5 minutes and 6 seconds showing remaining in the first quarter. I believe we have 2 penalty flags on the field, however, so hold your horses. See what this is all about. We have an instant replay here to see exactly what happened. Was a nice job there in any event by Thomas following his blocks downfield to get the ball in the end zone, but we do have 2 penalty markers down on the field. And no points, extra points have gone up on the scoreboard, so evidently the touchdown will not stand. We'll have to wait and get the official ruling here. There's a blocking below the knees call against Bruce. That'll nullify the good run there by Fred Thomas on the punt return. First and 10 Trojans from their own 46-yard line. It's 13 Bruce, 0 Coldwater. Thomas working with a lone set back in the backfield. 2 wide outs across the way, 2 to the near side as well. Thomas with a give off to number 22, trying to find somewhere to go, still on his feet. This is Roger Armstrong turning the corner now. Down the near side, he took a shot there by number 30 and was pushed out of bounds. Tracy Blackburn in there with the stop for the Cougars. Nice pickup on that carry once again by Armstrong, doing the job this evening on the ground. First and 10, Bruce. That ball's going to be marked around the 42-yard line in Cougar territory. Trojans break huddle here and come back up to the line of scrimmage. Thomas working with the same set offensively. Take the 5-man defensive front for Coldwater. Inside give goes for very little, if any, to Armstrong. Not quite as successful this time on that carry. That bring up the second down situation in about 11 yards to go. As Armstrong leads the game offensively. run. Kevin Austin in motion across the way. Number 33 with the carry. That's Tillman. He's up to around the 40-yard line. Boy, he's stopped by a host of Cougar defenders. Bring up the third down situation. And about 8 yards to go.
Third and 8 for the Trojans.
Ball is marked almost on the 40-yard line in Coldwater territory. Clock is on the move with 3 minutes and 32 seconds remaining. We're in the first quarter. Thomas puts Jamie Easley in motion to the near side. Thomas drops the throw under a heavy rush here. Eludes one tackler. Scrambling around. He's going to take it himself down the field. Fred Thomas has got the speed. Cuts upfield. Fred Thomas all the way down to around the 15-yard line. Nice piece of running by number 10, Fred Thomas, the senior at 155. Could not find the open receiver downfield, so decided to do the wise thing and take it himself. Substantial pickup on that run. First and 10, Bruce.
15-yard line.
And we have a super slow-mo replay of the nice run there by Fred Thomas. Back to live action here. First and 10 Trojans from the 15 of Coldwater. Jamie Easley comes in motion to the near side. Thomas wants to throw once again. Passes away. It's going to be caught, I believe, by Kevin Austin. Nice catch there by Austin. Shoestring catch right off the top of the grass there. Kevin Austin is a sophomore at 125. Second about 9 here. 22, Armstrong comes back into the game as he replaces Jerome Tillman. Thomas, inside give goes to Armstrong off the left side, down to the right, still on his feet, driving for that goal line. Touchdown, Trojans. 22, Roger Armstrong will definitely not give up. Never say die by number 22, Roger Armstrong. Thought he was stopped there momentarily. He's a sophomore at 155. Kept on pumping those legs, dragging, tackling with him. Didn't manage to get the ball into the end zone. 19 Bruce, 0 Coldwater. 2:03 remaining in the first quarter. And we have an instant replay here of a play a few moments ago by Fred Thomas. Taking himself down the field. Back to live action here. Number 36 on to attempt the extra point. That's Tim Armstrong. Kick is up and it's true. Armstrong comes on to tack home the extra point. 20 Bruce, 0 Coldwater. 2:03 now remaining in the first quarter. Now checking in around the Southeastern Conference with the other schools in action. The Auburn Tigers will take on the Vanderbilt Commodores at Auburn. The Florida Gators will be going to battle against the Tennessee Volunteers at Knoxville, Tennessee in the key SEC battle of the week. And the Crimson Tide of Alabama and the Tigers of LSU are idle this weekend. They will not play. Gonna kick it back down to Ann now with a sponsor timeout. Stick around.
Well, a healthy lead here tonight by the Bruce Trojans in the first quarter. 2 minutes, 3 seconds left in the quarter. Bruce leading 20-0. Coast to coast, right here in Bruce. Proud to be a sponsor of tonight's Bruce Trojan game. Coast to coast, right here in Bruce has everything that you need. And now's the time to put those Christmas gifts in layaway. Go by and visit Coast to Coast for all your home and electronic needs.
That was number 22, Chris Bahano on the kick return for the Cougars, working his way up to around the 20-yard line. And that's where Coldwater will start this drive first and 10 from that point. If you joined us late, it's been all Bruce so far this evening. We're still in the first quarter with 1 minute and 55 seconds remaining. Bruce 20, Coldwater 0. We had our homecoming queen crowned before the game. It was LaDonna King, homecoming queen for 1990. Laurie Evanson was the maid of honor, so congratulations go out to Laurie and LaDonna. First and 10 Cougars. Give goes to the second man through. Not much running room there. He was stopped there along the line of scrimmage. They bring up the second down, and about 9.5 to go for the first. Pick up maybe half yard on the previous carry. Trojans showing a 5-man defensive front with a 3-man linebacker set. Give goes to the second man through on the left side. Following his blocks for about a 3 or 4 yard pickup on that carry. Very hard to pick out the numbers here as far as the Cougars of Coldwater are concerned. They have the light yellow numbers on their jerseys. Of course, they have the solid white jersey. And from this distance, it's virtually impossible on some plays to pick up the ball carrier, tackler, or what have you. Third down and about 7 yards to go. Greg Red working out the shotgun formation now. Rolls to his right, passes away, it's complete to number 5, still on his feet, down to the 30, down to around the 31, 32 yard line. That was Sean Smith with a reception, a senior at 150. As he got enough yardage there to justify a first down for the Cougars. The ball's going to be marched around the 33 yard line in Coldwater territory. First and 10 Coldwater. Very possibly be the last play of the first quarter. Clock is on the move with 10 seconds remaining. So barring penalty, this will be the last play of the quarter. Red sits the 9 in the backfield, puts the wide out to the near side. Give goes to the second man through. Official stops play, and I don't believe they got the snap off before the time expired on the clock, ending the first quarter of play. And that will be the case. That's going to do it for the first quarter. It's Bruce 20, Coldwater 0. It's homecoming for the Trojans, 1990. We're going to take a station break. Stick around. You're watching W07BN, your local sports connection, with affiliates Channel 5 in Houston and Channel 2 in Water Valley. All set to begin the second quarter of play. If you joined us late, we are coming to you from Trojan Field here in Bruce. We had the homecoming court on the field before the game. Homecoming queen LaDonna King. Bruce leads 20-0. We're all set to begin the second quarter of play. Red with the inside give, keep it himself, pitch back over the option to fumble on the play. Ball is still loose on the field. We'll have to wait and see. I believe a Trojan fell on that fumble. I'll have to wait and see the official ruling from the referee. Bruce will have possession.
Fumble recovered by the Trojans.
So the Trojans get a lucky break here, and they'll have the ball in terrific field position in Coldwater territory on or around the 44-45 yard line to begin the second quarter of play. As the Trojan offensive unit makes its way onto the field. Again, going over the coaching staff as far as Bruce is concerned. Dennis Robbins, head coach. Assistant coaches Johnny Logan, Mike Ray, and Phil Ferguson. First and 10 Trojans. Fred Thomas puts number 20 in motion. Tyrone Bean to the near side. Thomas, penalty marker down across the way. He's going to keep it himself. He's got the speed up the middle. Out to around the 33 or 34 yard line. That was number 10, Fred Thomas on that carry. A senior, 155. We have a penalty marker down across the way. We'll have to wait and see what this one's all about. Evidently, it will be working against Bruce.
Foul by Smith. We have a flag on the play.
Illegal motion against the Trojans. believe that carries with the penalty of the 5-yard variety. So the ball's going to be marked back around the midfield stripe. He'll still be first down, but with 15 yards to go for another first now.
Be first and 15 for the Trojans from the Cougar 49.
Trojans break huddle and come to the line of scrimmage. Put a lone set back in the backfield. 2 wide outs to the near side, 2 across the way. Thomas up under center now. Puts number 20, Tyrone Beanie, in motion to the near side. Inside give goes to number 22, Roger Armstrong. Driving down the field. Boy, he stood up and nailed there around the 42-yard line, 41 or 42 in Coldwater territory. He really took a shot. I'm not sure he's going to be so quick to get up, but he is on his feet now. Number 22, Roger Armstrong, a sophomore, 155. Jerome Tillman takes into the game offensively for the Trojans. Replacing Armstrong. Armstrong is slowly making his way off the field to the near side. He really was belted there around the 42. Stood up by one player and then really took a shot from another. Maybe it's okay. Second and about 8 yards to go here for the Trojans. Thomas wants to throw under the rush. Lets it go over the middle. Passes it incomplete. Intended for number 36, Tim Armstrong, a junior at 175. Did not make the connection. Now bring up the third down. And once again, about 7 or 8 to go for the first. Have replay there of the play I was talking about it momentarily with Roger Armstrong really taking a shot there as he was turned around and really got belted. 3rd and 7 here for the Trojans. Ball is marked around the 42-yard line in Coldwater territory. Thomas puts wide out, 2 wide outs across the way, 1 to the near side. Lone set back in the backfield. He drops the throw under a rush. Nice pass over the middle. Number 1's there. This is Kevin Austin down the field. Austin, touchdown, Trojans.
Touchdown, Kevin Austin.
Number 1, Kevin Austin. Beat the defender deep. And Fred Thomas just put it up there. Sailed right into the arms of Kevin Austin. He's a sophomore at 125. And he put 6 more points on the board for the Trojans. 26 Bruce, 0 Coldwater. He gets that score with 10:09 showing remaining in the second quarter of play. We're going to have instant replay here of the nice pass and the nice catch. Excuse me, that's the play previously before that. We were talking about a few moments ago with Armstrong being stood up there and really decked on to attempt the extra point. Tim Armstrong. Kick is up. And it's true. Tim Armstrong comes on to tack on the PAT. 27 Bruce, 0 Coldwater. 10:09 showing remaining in the first half. We're going to go to Ann with a sponsor timeout. Stick around.
Well, as you can see, the Bruce Trojans just scored another touchdown, 27-0 in this game here tonight. Step Saver Pharmacy, proud of the Bruce Trojans tonight as well as any other time that they're playing. Bruce Step Saver Pharmacy is behind the Bruce Trojans all the way. And Step Saver Pharmacy is behind you and your health. Step Saver Pharmacy, where they have free blood pressure checks, senior citizens discount, and will deliver. Chat with Andy Stepp and his staff at Step Saver Pharmacy.
Number 22, back deep to receive the kick for the Cougars. Watches the ball sail into the end zone. That was Chris Bahana. So Coldwater will set up this drive again, 1st and 10, beginning at their own 20-yard line. Once again, now checking in on local action involving other schools tonight, in case you missed it earlier. Friday, October the 12th, tonight, Walter Valley will travel to Holly Springs. Skyline Academy is observing their homecoming this evening, and they'll be hosting Strider Academy. The Hilltoppers of Houston are in action at Hatley. Catlin City is at Coffeyville, and the Vardaman Rams are hosting Manatee. 1st and 10 Cougars. Inside give This is a quarterback keeper on the right side, options back, and he is belted there. I don't know if he got up to the original line of scrimmage. I don't believe he did. Nice pursuit there along the line of scrimmage by the Trojan defense. Second down, we'll call it once again about 10 yards to go. That ball is marked around the 20-yard line in Coldwater territory. Number 3, Greg Red sets his offense. 2 men in the backfield on a split set. Back to the trailback coming around, and once again, not much running room around that right side. It was number 22 on that carry, Chris Bahana. He's a senior, 145, in the wing-back position. Nowhere to go. Third down, and we'll call it 10 once again to go. Clock continues to move with 8 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Bruce 27, Coldwater 0. Red now working out a shotgun formation. Gets a good snap back under a heavy rush, and he is dragged down. In on the stop defensively, number 63, that's Jeffrey Gillespie for the Trojans. Big loss on that quarterback sack. That's going to bring up the fourth down situation. And long. Punting situation for Coldwater. The ball is marked around the 12-yard line in Cougar territory. Kick is away. Fred Thomas watches it take several Cougar rolls here. It's going to be rolled dead around the 45-yard line or 46-yard line in Coldwater territory. So the Trojans will start this drive in great shape. They have maintained that good field position so far this evening. First and 10 Bruce from the 46-yard line of Coldwater. Thomas working out the same offensive set up under center. Puts Beanie in motion to the near side. Thomas wants to throw, passes to Bean, is complete. Down the field to the 40, the 35, down to the 30. Make it to 20 and steps out of bounds around the 20-yard line. Number 20, Tyrone Bean. Sidestepping would-be tacklers, dodging tacklers down to around the 20-yard line before he's ran out of bounds. Nice pickup on that carry after the catch by number 20, Tyrone Bean. He's a junior, 175. First and 10 Trojans. Number 5, Brad Embry kicks into the game offensively for Bruce. He replaces number 36, Tim Armstrong. As they have an instant replay there. Bean being ran out of bounds there around the 20. First and 10 Trojans. Thomas puts easily in motion across the way. 2 wide outs across the way. Lone set back in the backfield. Inside give goes to Roger Armstrong up the middle. Armstrong with daylight to the goal line. Touchdown Trojans. 22 Roger Armstrong. Right up the middle. A sophomore 155. You give him an inch, he'll take a yard. Made his way into the end zone to put 6 more points on the board for the Trojans this evening. In what has become a rout. Bruce 33. Coldwater 0. 7:03 showing remaining in the first half. Instant replay there of Armstrong cutting his way into the end zone. Nice piece of running by Roger Armstrong. On to attempt the PAT now. Back to live action. Number 36, Tim Armstrong. Tim is a junior at 175. Offensive wide receiver, defensive linebacker. Hold by Jamie Easley. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up. And once again, Tim puts the ball through the upright, put the PAT on the board. 34, Bruce, 0, Coldwater. 7:03 now remaining in the half. We're going to take a break. Stay with us. You're watching W07BN, your local sports connection. We'll be right back. Back to action here as number 36 approaches the ball for the Trojans. The kick is away. Armstrong on the kick. Ball is returned out to around the 22 or 23. And that's 2 or 3 yards better than most of the drives that started this evening for the Cougars. They usually started from their own 20. That's what Coldwater will begin this drive first and 10. They have 6 minutes and 58 seconds of operating time available in the first half, and they trail 34 to nothing. Again, this is Mitchell Johnson along with the entire TV7 Sports crew coming to you high atop the press box booth here at Trojan Field. It's homecoming 1990. Trojans entertaining the Cougars of Coldwater. Passes away. It's complete. Fumble on the play. Official on the spot rules the play dead there. Said it was down before the fumble occurred. That was number 83, I believe. Having trouble picking up the numbers on the jerseys of the Coldwater players. That was Sherman Nolan, the tight end, a junior at 172 on reception for the Cougars. Official timeout on the field. Could have a measurement coming on here to see if Coldwater has earned the first down. And that's exactly what it'll be as the chain crew makes their way onto the field now. It'll be a little short there, I believe. That'll bring up a second down and what looks to be less than a yard to go for the first as far as the Cougars are concerned. The ball is resting between the 31 and the 32-yard line in Coldwater territory. Number 3, Greg Red sets his offense, working out that shotgun formation, wide out across the way. Red drops the throw under a rush, passes away, it's incomplete over the hands of the intended receiver, number 22. That was Chris Bahana, a junior at 145. That'll bring up a third down, and once again about a yard to go for the first. Checking into the game defensively for the Trojans, number 64, that's Jeffrey Vinson, a junior at 200 pounds. Checking into the defensive tackle positions, he replaces number 75, Benny Bearfield, a senior at 230. Timeout on the field. Called by the Cougars of Coldwater. We're going to take a break. Stick around. You're watching a sports presentation, W07BN, your local sports connection. Back to action here. 6:01 remaining in the first half. Bruce 34, Coldwater 0. Cougars with possession around their 31-yard line. It's third and about a yard here. Inside give goes to the first man through. First down yardage with a little extra to spare. He moves the ball to around the 35 or 36 before he was tackled by 33 Jerome Tillman. First and 10, Coldwater.
Stewart on a carry side by Tillman. Zone was enough for a first down. The Cougars first and 10 from their own 36.
Red takes a 5-man defensive front for the Trojans. The inside give goes to the first man through for a little gain, if any, off the right side. That Trojan front line defensively has been stubborn this evening. Coldwater having little, if any, success on the ground and not much success in the air as well. Number 5, Sean Smith takes into the game for the Cougars, as does number 9, Cedric Merritt. Second, about 9 yards to go here for Coldwater. Red working out that shotgun formation, wide out to the near side and across the way. Lone set back in the backfield. Man on the wing on the right side. Give goes number 32, trying to find somewhere to go, and he's hammered in there, but does scamper up to around close to the 40-yard line. Pick up a 2 or 3 on the carry. That was all individual effort on the part of number 32, James Stewart, a sophomore at 165 in the fullback position. Third down here at about 6 yards to go. That ball is marked between the 39 and the 40 in Coldwater territory. 4 minutes and 32 seconds now remaining in the first half. Bruce 34, Coldwater 0. Red puts the wideouts all over the place across the way. And one wideout to the near side. Rolls to his right, going to throw back across field. Pass is incomplete. 22, Chris Bahana was the intended pass receiver. Bahana could not get a handle on the ball. It fell to the field incomplete. That'll bring up the 4th down. And once again, about 6 yards to go for the Cougars from around their own 40-yard line. That's number 62 checks into the game for the Trojans, Jason Kane, a senior at 175. Center offensively and linebacker defensively. Back deep to receive the kick for the Trojans, number 10, Fred Thomas, a senior at 155. Bad snap there on the part of Greg Ray, trying to get a handle on the ball. Just has to fall in it there around the 25-yard line. And once again, the Trojans will set up in great field position for this drive from the 25 of Coldwater.
Trojans first and 10, the Cougars 25.
We do have a capacity crowd on hand on the near side, homestand side for the Trojans of Bruce. We'll see the marching band there making their way down to the sideline. They're getting ready for their halftime performance coming up here in about 3 minutes and 52 seconds. Number 1, Kevin Austin in motion to the near side. Thomas drops. Give goes number 22, Armstrong on the right side. Armstrong around this end and going to get in for the score. Touchdown, Trojans. They made it look easy. Number 22, Roger Armstrong, a sophomore at 155. Followed his blocks well with speed to burn. So 6 more points on the board for the Trojans in a rout. Bruce 40, Coldwater 0. Gets that score with 3 minutes and 36 seconds showing remaining in the first half. And we have an instant replay here of Armstrong in super slow-mo. Turning it upfield. Decided he could not get into the end zone upfield and took it to the near sideline around that end. Penalty marker down. Holding call against the Trojans. So they took the 6 points off the board. It will not be 40-0. It'll be 34-0 as far as Bruce is concerned. That ball is going to be marked around the 24-yard line, 23-24 in Coldwater territory. Armstrong working with the same set offensively. Excuse me, that's Fred Thomas with the quarterbacking duties. Thomas drops the throw, passes away. It's incomplete. It's a little pushing and shoving going on there. Evidently the official didn't see it though. 36, Tim Armstrong was the intended pass receiver. Ball falls to the field incomplete. Number 5, Brad Embry takes into the game offensively for the Trojans. He brings in the play from the near sideline. Second down, about 9 yards to go. Thomas drops the throw, passes away over the middle, is incomplete over the head of the intended receiver, Roger Moore, a junior at 150. And that'll bring up the third down, and once again 9 yards to go. Number 20, Tyrone Bean checks into the game for the Trojans offensively, as does number 36, Tim Armstrong, replacing number 1, Kevin Austin, and number 5, Brad Embry. Third about 9 here for the Trojans. Thomas working out of the same set offensively. 2 wide outs to the near side, 2 across the way. Lone set back in the backfield. Thomas wants to throw. Passes away down the near sideline. It's going to be caught, I believe, with a one-handed stab by number 36, Tim Armstrong. What a catch by Armstrong in the end zone. He just reached up and stabbed that thing with one hand and brought it down to his body to put 6 more points on the board for the Trojans. We got to get an instant replay on that one, William. We got to get an instant replay on that one. That was some kind of catch. That's got to make the highlight film next year when we put together our pregame highlight film there. Some kind of play on the part of Armstrong. Here we go. Super slow-mo. Instant replay. See the ball spiraling in the air. Armstrong reached it with one hand and stabbed it and brought it down to his body. 6 more points going to the board for the Trojans. Armstrong on to attempt the PAT. Kick is up. And it's true. 36, Tim Armstrong. Comes on and tacks on the extra point. 41, Bruce 0, Coldwater. 3:21 remaining in the first half. We're going to take a timeout. Stick around. You're watching a sports presentation, W07BN. Local affiliates, Channel 5 in Houston and Channel 2 in Water Valley. We'll be right back. Back to action now as the Trojans all set to kick it away. Armstrong approaches the ball. From the 5 down to around the 18 or 19-yard line. And Coldwater once again will start this drive inside their 20 with 3 minutes and 15 seconds now of operating time available in the first half. If you joined us late, it's been all Trojans this evening. 41 Bruce, 0 Coldwater. Our 1990 homecoming queen was crowned before the contest. Miss LaDonna King was crowned homecoming queen for this 1990 campaign. Maid of honor was Lori Edmonton. First and 10 Cougars. Greg Red working out that shotgun formation. Gets a good snap back, wants to throw, passes away over the middle. It's going to be caught, almost caught, and intercepted. Ball falls to the field incomplete at any event. Number 7, Clifton Taylor. Number 9, that was Cedric Merritt, the intended pass receiver. He had a shot at that ball after number 7, Malcolm Williams, almost came down with an interception for the Trojans. Second 10, Bruce. Number 67 leads the game defensively. That's Brandon Bach, a senior at 175. Instant replay here. And that was just like a beach ball. Everybody bagging around trying to come up with the catch. Second 10, Cougars. Low snap. Red gets it off the first hop, passes away. Number 32 spinning off tackles down to around the 25-yard line. Penalty marker down. That was James Stewart with the reception for the Cougars. We'll have to wait and get the official ruling on the penalty here and see what transpires from there. Perhaps a face mask call. We'll just have to wait and see. Not sure what that call was. Perhaps a blow to the head. I'm not really sure. In any event, that'll be a 15-yard march off here against the Trojans. All the way down to around the 41-yard line, 40-41. Be first and 10 here for Coldwater.
First and 10 for the Cougars from now on 41.
Red puts 2 wideouts across the way. 2 men in the backfield. Drops the throw. Passes away. It's going to be complete. Nice catch there across the way. On the part of number 9, Cedric Merritt. He's a senior at 150 in the wideout position. Up near the first down marker. Have to wait to see where the officials spot the ball. It'll be about a yard or yard and a half short there. Second down here and about a yard to go for the first. Greg Red wants a timeout. He'll get it here with a minute and 42 seconds remaining in the first half. Again, it's Bruce 41, Coldwater 0. We're going to have some halftime entertainment coming up shortly here by the Bruce High School Marching Band. And we'll get a shot here of John Christ, I believe, the band director. We'll be right back. Stick around.
More sponsors in tonight's Bruce Trojan homecoming game. Walco, right here in Bruce. Walco is your home operated cable system, offering you more in viewing entertainment. Trojan Inn Restaurant for the best in eating. Be sure you visit the Trojan Inn Restaurant every day for their daily buffet, but especially on Friday night for their fish buffet and live entertainment. Trojan Inn Restaurant right here in Bruce.
Red gets a pass away. This is number 32 on the reception. He is dragged down side of the midfield stripe. There's going to be a loss on that carry, I believe. The part of number 83, excuse me, with the reception for the Trojans. That's Sherman Nolan, tight end, junior at 172. And we'll get a shot here of the parking lot out behind the field here. And it is full, folks, believe me. Cars lined up from end to end. Looks to be about 7 or 8 cars deep. Across each end, what have you. People are packed in here this evening for this Trojan homecoming, and they're getting their money's worth as far as Bruce is concerned. 41 Trojans, 0 Coldwater. Red fumbles a snap, and he is nailed. Number 44 in there with a stop, Benji Parker. He's a sophomore at 180 at the linebacker position defensively. With a big quarterback sack. Bring up the fourth down. And about 3 or 4 yards to go for the first. That ball logged around the 47-yard line. Clock continues to tick now with 35 seconds remaining, and officials stop the clock. Timeout call, I believe, by Coldwater. I believe that's the second timeout here in the first half. We'll have one available. We're going to take a station break. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, an individual has lost a check for $25 made out to the Bruce High School. If anyone knows where this check is or has found it, please return it to the concession.
Back to action here. Coldwater in possession. Fourth and about 2 or 3. They haven't let you go for it here with nothing to lose. Red wants to throw. Pass way downfield. It's going to be intercepted. This is number 21, Wayne Isabel, with the interception for the Trojans. Still on his feet down to around the 35, 36-yard line. Nice pickoff by Isabel. He's a senior at 160, making the interception for Bruce. And the Trojans will have one more crack at it before they go into the half here. 23 seconds remaining in the first half. Bruce 41, Coldwater 0. See the Trojan band huddled up across the way, trying to stay warm before their halftime presentations. We have an instant replay of the interception there on the part of Isabel. Back to action here, 1st and 10 Trojans. And that's going to do it for the first half of play. It's Bruce 41, Coldwater 0. Trojan homecoming 1990. Again, if you joined us late, the homecoming queen was crowned before the contest. Miss LaDonna King will be the 1990 homecoming queen. Maid of honor, Lori Edmondson. As I stated earlier, we are going to have some halftime entertainment coming up here by the Bruce High School Marching Band. We don't want you to miss that, so stick around. Bruce 41, Coldwater 0 at the half.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to present to you the 1990 Bruce High School Marching Band. The band is under the direction of John W. Crisp. Brass Captain, Ann Caples, Woodwind Captain, Cheryl Fox, Percussion Captain, Jeff Tedford, Flag Captain, Jennifer Pasquale, Co-Captain, Cindy Vance. Tonight's program is Cornada with Fishhorn Trio by Strainer Griffin, Tony Pollan, and Andy Lyles, and a trumpet duet by Ann Caples and Jamie Thurston. Next will be the percussion feature, Pop Goes the Weasel, followed by Sing, 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 and then Precious Lord, Take My Hand, solo by Ann Caples. The Bruce High School Marching Band is under the field direction of Drum Major Christina Sexton.
We're just moments away from the opening kickoff to begin the second half of play. If you joined us late, we are at the half. Bruce very much in control of this one, 41-0 over the Cougars of Coldwater. It's homecoming for the Trojans, 1990. Again, LaDonna King was crowned the homecoming queen for this 1990 campaign, with the maid of honor going to Lori Edmondson. And we'll begin the second half with the Cougars of Coldwater receiving the second half kick as the Trojans receive the kickoff to begin the game this evening.
Trojans will kick off to start the second half.
Number 5 deep to receive the kick for the Cougars. That's Sean Smith. Taking the ball up for the Trojans, number 36, Tim Armstrong. Armstrong approaches the ball, and the second half is underway. Kick is going to roll dead around the 2-yard line. Retrieved there by number 5, Smith, trying to get something across the way on the far sideline as he is run out of bounds shy of the 20-yard line. So the Cougars will start this drive to begin the second half, just as they started all their drives in the first half, deep in their own territory inside their 20. Exception of maybe 1 or 2 times. First and 10, Coldwater.
First and 10 from their own 14.
That ball will be marked around the 14-yard line in Coldwater territory. First and 10, Cougars. Greg Red with the signal calling duties for the Cougars. Inside give goes to the first man through up the middle for about 2 or 3 yards on the pickup. He's stopped in there by number 11, Johnny Armstrong, as well as number 55, I believe, Corey Harrelson there with the stop for the Trojans.
Second and 7. Cougars.
Pick up of 3 yards, bring up a second down situation here, and about 7 yards to go. Ball is now resting along the 17-yard line. Red with the give to the second man through, trying to turn a corner on their side, and he is met there and driven to the ground. Nice pursuit as far as the Trojans are concerned. Number 24 led the charge there for the Trojans defensively. That was Tommy Jones, a senior 155. We'll go over the entire Trojan roster with you when the opportunity presents itself for this 1990 campaign. Third down here, and about 4 or 5 yards to go for the first. Red sets his offense. Looking with a split backfield formation, 2-man set, wide out across the way. Ready with the option back to number 5, trying to turn the corner across the way, and he is dragged down there. That was Sean Smith with that carry, trying to turn the corner. Could not do so. So that will bring up the 4th down situation here. And what looks to be about 7 yards to go, 7 or 8 to go for the first. Punting situation for the Cougars. As number 36 leads the game defensively for Bruce, that's Tim Armstrong. Back deep to receive the kick for the Trojans will be Fred Thomas. With number 3, Greg Red with the punting chores for the Cougars. Gets a good snap back and the kick is away. Relatively short punt. Thomas gets it on the run at his own 40-yard line. Tries to cut up field, spins off tackle, still on his feet, going the wrong direction here. It's finally down around the 43. And that's where the Trojans will put the ball in play first and 10. Once again, starting off in Cougar territory, as they have done all evening this evening, with that great field position they have maintained. It's 41 Bruce, 0 Coldwater. We're in the third quarter with 9:38 remaining. First and 10 Trojans. Thomas sets lone set back in the backfield. 2 wide outs across the way. One to the near side as well. Man in the wing on the near side, out of the backfield. Pitchback goes to Armstrong with the option on the near side, down to the 30, the 25, the 20. It's a foot race to the end zone. Armstrong's going to score. Touchdown, Trojans. Number 22, Roger Armstrong, in a foot race down the near sideline. Put the ball in the end zone to put 6 more points on the board for the Trojans. 47 Bruce, 0 Coldwater. Gets that score with 9 minutes and 10 seconds showing remaining in the third quarter of play. On to attempt the PAT will be number 36, Tim Armstrong, a junior at 175. The hole will be by number 14, Jamie Easley, a senior at 160. Snapp's back, hold is down, kick is up. And it's true right between the posts. 48 Bruce, 0 Coldwater in a route. But now we'd like to go over the entire Trojan roster with you for this 1990 campaign. Number 1, Kevin Austin, quarterback, 125. He's a sophomore. Number 5, Brad Embry, wide receiver, defensive end, 150. He's a sophomore. Number 7, Malcolm Williams, wide out, defensive back, 160, sophomore. Number 10, Fred Thomas, quarterback, defensive back, 155, senior. Number 11, Johnny Armstrong, running back on offense, linebacker defensively, 160, senior. Number 12, Glenn Bullard, quarterback, defensive back, 140, junior. Number 14, Jamie Easley, wide receiver, defensive back, 160, senior. 20, Tyrone Bean, wide out, defensive back, 175, junior. 21, Wayne Isabel, wide out, cornerback, 160, senior. Number 22, Roger Armstrong, running back, quarterback, 155, sophomore. 24, Tommy Jones, wide out, 155, senior. Number 25, Greg Vaughn, wide out, defensive back, 145, senior. 26, Ben Glass, quarterback, 115, sophomore. Number 30, Mitch Freeland, defensive back, 125, junior. We'll go over the remainder of the roster with you momentarily after this kickoff. 33, Jerome Tillman, running back offensively, right guard defensively, 200-pound junior. 34, Joseph Jackson, running back, linebacker, 155, sophomore. Armstrong kicks the ball relatively short. This will be number 5 on the kick return, Sean Smith, with nowhere to go. Down around the 15-yard line, and that's where Cougars will take over first and 10. 36, Tim Armstrong, wide out offensively, linebacker defensively, 175, junior. Number 40, Jay Leachman, linebacker, 115, sophomore. Number 45, Rodney Tillman, wide out quarterback, 125, junior. Number 44, Benji Parker, center offensively, linebacker defensively, 180, sophomore. Number 55, Corey Harrelson, guard offensively, defensive back on defense, 125, sophomore. 58, Ariat Gates, offensive guard, defensive end, 170, junior. We'll continue with that with you momentarily. Red wants to throw, passes over the middle, incomplete. 58, Ariat Gates, guard, defensive end, 170, junior. 62, Jason Kane, center offensively, defensive linebacker, 175, senior. 63, Jeffrey Gillespie, offensive guard, defensive tackle, 180, senior. 64, Jeffrey Benson, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, 200-pound senior. 65, Artie Trimble, offensive center, defensive linebacker, 150, sophomore. 67, Brandon Box, offensive guard, defensive end, 175, senior. Second 10 here for the Cougars. Red, they're working out a shotgun formation, gets a low snap, and gets the pass away. It's complete, and he is immediately nailed there. Number 40 with the reception. That was Derek Conrad. He was tackled there by, I believe, number 24, Tommy Jones. Continue now with the total Trojan roster. 67, Brandon Box, offensive guard, defensive end, 175, senior. 68, Stephen Shelton, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, 175, sophomore. Number 70, Chad Massey, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, 233, senior. Number 72, Gary Bullard, offensive tackle, defensive end, 165, sophomore. Number 75, Benny Bearfield, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, 230-pound senior. Third and about 8 here for the Cougars. Red wants to throw, airs it out way downfield, going for the home run ball. It's incomplete. Penalty incomplete. Pitcher right on the spot. I thought he was going to drop the flag here, but did not do so. 77, James Freelon, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, and even 200 pounds, senior. 78, James Hamilton, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, 185, sophomore. Number 80, Chris Bean, wide out on offense, linebacker on defense, 135, sophomore. Rounding out the total Trojan roster this evening, Number 86, Roger Moore, is a wide out on offense, a defensive end. On defense, 150 pounds, and he is a junior. 4th and about 8 here for the Cougars. Back deep to receive the punt for Bruce, number 10, Fred Thomas. Red gets a nice kick away this time, drives Thomas all the way down to his 43-yard line. Fred Thomas on the kick return, trying to turn the corner here, is caught and dragged down as he gets the ball into Cougar territory to around the 48-yard line. And that's where the Trojans will set up shop first and 10. And once again, starting off from Coldwater territory, with 7 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Bruce 48, Coldwater 0. Trojan homecoming 1990. Thomas with the signal calling duties here for the Trojans with number 12, Ken Bullard, in motion to the near side. And he is caught and dragged down before he could really get back to do anything by number 71. That was Tony Davis, nose guard, a junior at 250 pounds, applying the pressure that time as far as Coldwater is concerned. Second down here at about 13 now to go for the first. Lost of perhaps 3 yards on the previous play.
13.
That ball is resting around the midfield stripe. Number 14, Jamie Easley now with the signal calling duties for Bruce. 2 wide outs across the way, long set back in the backfield. Now puts number 45 in motion, Rodney Tillman to the near side. Easley is caught and dragged down. Penalty flags flying everywhere, but it's going to be a face mask call. He is dropped around the 45-yard line. It will be face mask call against Coldwater. We have 3 penalty flags on the field. And of course, I believe that carries with it a penalty of the 15-yard variety. That's going to march the ball down to around the 35, 36-yard line in Coldwater territory. And it'll be 1st and 10 Trojans from that point.
First and 10 for the Trojans.
Jamie Easley sets his offense, working with the same set offensively. Now puts number 1, Kevin Austin, in motion across the way. Easley drops the throw, passes away. It's incomplete from behind the intended receiver, number 25, Greg Bond. They send it 145. They have another penalty marker on the field. So that's a holding call against Bruce this time. Officials discussing Coldwater's options there with the defensive captains on the field. That's going to mark the ball back around the 45, 46-yard line. We're still in Coldwater territory. Each one in motion across the way. Easily trying to get out from under center, could not do so as he is dropped around the 50. Coldwater really applying the pressure defensively here on Jamie Easley. He tries to drop back and do anything. The ball's going to be marked around the midfield stripe, I believe. Trojans putting their other offensive unit back onto the field here. That ball's going to be marked around the 48 or 49 in Coldwater territory. Clock continues to move now with 5.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Bruce 48, Coldwater 0. Easily puts 2 wide outs across the way, 2 to the near side, lone set back in the backfield. Penalty marker down. This could be a delay of game call against Trojans. We'll just have to wait and see. Get the official ruling here momentarily.
That's
exactly what it will be, and he carries with it a penalty of the 5-yard variety. So Bruce is going the wrong direction on this drive. Ball's going to be marked here around the 45 or 46. Back in Trojan territory now. And through all this, it's still second down, but with a long way to go for a first. Got to get round to the 30 or 25-yard line in Coldwater territory for the first down. Once again, Austin in motion across the way. Easy still with the ball, tries to turn it up, and he is hit by 2 or 3 defenders. Penalty marker down, and he is finally dragged down around the 38-yard line. Good pursuit as far as Coldwater is concerned. There'll be another face mask call. We'll just have to wait and see. It is face mask against Coldwater once again. Second time in this series that the Cougars have been called for that particular penalty. And of course, it was carry a penalty of 15 yards with it. That ball's going to be marked on the 40-yard line in Coldwater territory. Second down here and about 15 yards to go. Easily sets his offense, working with the same set offensively. Takes a 6-man defensive front for Coldwater, and everybody jumps off sides as far as the Cougar defense is concerned. Evidently, Easy may have changed his snap count out just a little there to draw the defense offside. I did not see an offensive lineman move, and it is offside against Coldwater. Cougars have been their own worst enemy in this particular drive as far as their defense is concerned. They've made some big plays on the quarterback, but they have been called with that face mask penalty a couple of times, and as you just saw there, offsides call against Coldwater. Still second down with about 10 yards to go now for the first. 21 Wayne Isabel in motion to the near side. Easy is dragged down, and I believe another face mask penalty is going to be called here. Flags flying everywhere on the field. And that's the third time in this drive that the Cougars will be charged with the face mask penalty. Total of 45 yards in this drive alone in penalties against the Cougars on that one particular call, face mask call. It's going to be marked now on the 20-yard line in Coldwater territory. First and 10 Bruce from that point. 4 minutes and 25 seconds showing remaining in the third quarter. Bruce 48, Coldwater 0 if you joined us late. Trojan homecoming 1990. It's been all Bruce this evening. Easily breaks huddle and brings his team up to the line of scrimmage. Working with the same offensive set. Now puts 21 in motion to the near side, Wayne Isabel. Easily rolls to his right. Pitch back goes to number 33, Tillman on the right side, trying to turn the corners. He's ridden down. Another penalty marker down on that play.
Tillman on the curve. Another flag on the play.
I believe that is a clipping call against the Trojans this time. So this one will be working against Bruce. And of course that carries with the penalty of the 15-yard variety as well. So 15 yards back the other direction. That ball's going to be spotted around the 36-yard line. We're still in Coldwater territory. First and about 25, 26 to go here for Bruce. Kept often in motion to cross the way. Easily trembling for his life here, looking downfield, passes away, it's complete. 86 with the catch, that's Roger Moore down the field. Touchdown, Trojans. Number 86, Roger Moore, a junior at 150. With the pass completion, he found his way into the end zone to put 6 more points on the board for Bruce. 54 Trojans, 0 Coldwater. 3:45 showing remaining in the third quarter of play. Tim Armstrong on once again to attempt the extra point. Hold is down, kick is up, and he's through. 55 to zip, 3:45 remaining in the third quarter. We're going to take a station break. Stick around. You're watching a sports presentation, W070 in your local Sports Connection. We'll be right back. Back to action here. Trojans all set for the kickoff. 55 Bruce, 0 Coldwater. With 3:45 remaining in the third quarter. Kick is returned to around the 20, 21, 22-yard line. Coldwater will take over from that point, 1st and 10. Once again, glancing over the particulars as far as Bruce is concerned. Sponsor Jill Ferguson, cheerleaders Kimberly Watkins, Trina Todd, Betsy Bryant, Jennifer Cannon, Carrie James, Latoya Thomas, Dana Collins, and Maggie Lyles. 1st and 10, Cougars. Number 22 on the attempt to the near side. He is tripped up there. Tackle was made by 21 Wayne Isabel. 32 on that carry. That was James Stewart for the Cougars. Pick up maybe a yard, bring up a second down situation, about 9. Number 40, Jay Leachman checks into the game defensively for the Trojans. They replaces number 24, Tommy Jones. Greg Red sets his offense here. Split backfield, 2-man set. Inside give goes to the second man through, number 40. Driving down to around the 30-yard line. That was Derek Conrad with that carry. A sophomore at 160 at the tailback position. Up near the first down marker. Official timeout on the field. I believe the chain crew will come on once again to see if the Cougars have earned the first down. Looks awfully close from this angle.
Now out for a measurement.
First and 10 Cougars. Carry was made by number 32, I believe, with that carry, James Stewart for Coldwater. He moves the ball out to around the 35-yard line, 36, 37, somewhere along that area. 68 kicks into the game for the Trojans. Stephen Shelton, a sophomore at 175 in the defensive tackle positions. He replaces 77 James Freeland, a senior at 200 pounds. Carry goes up to around the 44-yard line. Plenty of room for the first down. Gang crew moves the 6 across the way. It'll be first and 10 for Coldwater from that point. From around the 44, 45-yard line.
First and 10 for the Cougars. They're on 44.
Ready with the give off the left side there to around the 48 or 49-yard line. Pick up of about 5 or 6 yards on the carry. Call it 5. Bring up a second down situation here, and again 5 yards to go.
Second and 5 for the Cougars.
Clock shows a minute and 5 seconds now remaining in the third quarter, and the clock is on the move. Bruce 55, Coldwater 0. 32 with a carry on the near side, trying to follow a block. He's tripped up there by Wayne Isabel. He moves the ball into Trojan territory on around the 41 or 42, 43, somewhere along that area. Off Bruce.
Cougars, the Trojan 43.
Number 40 on the carry off the left side for the Cougars, trying to find somewhere to go as he is nailed by a host of Trojan defenders. That was Derek Conrad on that carry, a sophomore at 160.
That was made on the
Have an injured Cougar on the field.
15.
Official timeout. Trying to pick up the number for you as far as Coldwater is concerned on the injury. Perhaps 83 Sherman Nola. Player shaken up for Coldwater. Some sort of leg injury there. We're going to take a timeout with the injury on the field. Stick around. You're watching a sports presentation. There'll be 0-7 begins. 15 seconds showing remaining in the third quarter. We'll be right back. Back to action here. Coldwater in possession. Second down about 7 yards to go. From around the 41, 42-yard line of Trojan territory. Ball carrier was really met abruptly there. He took a real shot. Was not really able to pick out the tackle on that particular play, but he did an excellent job for the Trojans. Vaughn on the tackle for Bruce. Bring up a third down here. And about 3 or 4 to go for the first. Ball is spotted around the 36, 37-yard line. And we have a timeout on the field. Excuse me, that's the end of the third quarter of play. Bruce 55, Coldwater 0. Trojan homecoming 1990. LaDonna King, 1990 homecoming queen for the Trojans this 1990 campaign. We'll be right back in just a minute. You stay with us. Here's Ann with a sponsor timeout.
Remind you, Bruce Trojans leading 55-0, and also let us remind you of the proud sponsors of this game tonight. Pontotoc Electric Power Association, Colbert Auto World in Bruce and Houston, Cole's Jewelry, Parker Memorial Funeral Home, Patrick Home Center in Houston, Hunter's Hollow of Oxford, State Farm Insurance located in Bruce and Calhoun City, Kelwood Company Incorporated of Calhoun City, and Telecap of Houston. These are the people who are responsible for bringing you the Bruce High School Trojans football team, the games this year for 1990. Be sure you patronize these sponsors.
Number 32, James Stewart with that carry for the Cougars. A sophomore, 165 at the fullback position. As it gets the ball out to around the 35-yard line in Trojan territory. Fourth down here at about 2 yards to go for Coldwater. Number 6 takes into the game for the Cougars, Randy Dye, a senior at 150 in the wingback position. Number 3, Greg Red sets his offense with a split backfield, two-man set. Give goes to his first man through, first down with plenty to spare. That was number 40 on that carry, Derek Conrad. Got to around the 22 or 23-yard line. It'll be first and 10 for the Cougars from that point. As we hear a chorus stuck up in the background by the Bruce High School Marching Band.
First and 10, Cougars, opposing 23.
Penalty marker down as we have a defensive lineman moving on the part of Bruce, I believe. And they'll carry with it a penalty of 5 yards. And it'll be first and 5 now for Coldwater from the 18-yard line of Bruce. Again, that was Conrad with that carry, a sophomore 160. Penalty markers down. As number 77 checks into the game for the Trojans, that's James Freeland, a senior at an even 200 pounds in defensive tackle position. Personal foul against Bruce. That'll be a half the distance to goal penalty. It'll be first and goal to go here for Coldwater.
First and goal for the Cougars.
Inside give goes to the first man through down to around the 5-yard line. Give him as far as progress there, I believe. As he's met abruptly by a host of Trojan defenders. Coldwater's best scoring opportunity of the evening. Around the 5-yard line in Trojan territory. We're in the fourth quarter with 10:22 remaining. 55 Bruce, 0 Coldwater. The clock is on the move. Ready with the inside get off the right side. Number 40 trying to get in. He is met abruptly again by a host of Trojans. 64 Jeffrey Benson in there with the tackle, among others, for Bruce. A senior at 200 pounds. 68 Stephen Shelton checks into the game, a sophomore, 175. Replacing James Freeland for Bruce.
On the tackle, third and goal for the Cougars.
Timeout on the field, charge to the Cougars of Coldwater. As we hear the band in action in the background as far as Bruce is concerned. Trojans very much in control of this contest. 55 Bruce, 0 Coldwater. We're in the fourth quarter with 9:48 remaining. We're going to take a sponsor timeout with Ann. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Again, let us remind you of the sponsors of tonight's football game while we have a short timeout waiting for the game to resume play. Pizza Palace in Bruce, Weeks Big Star in Bruce, and Weeks Supermarket of Vardaman, Farmers and Merchants Bank right here in Bruce, Coast to Coast of Bruce, Step Saver Pharmacy in Bruce, Walco Cable System here in Bruce, Trojan Inn Restaurant of Bruce. Fine people bring you a fine football team. The game's right here on Channel 7. Let us remind you, you can see this game tomorrow on Channel 7. Be sure and watch for it.
Back to action here. Inside give goes to number 32, touchdown Cougars. James Stewart with that carry for the Coldwater Cougars as they put their first points on the board this evening. 55 Bruce, 6 Coldwater. To get that score with 9:43 show remaining in the ball game. Coldwater attempting a two-point conversion. Greg Red trying to get around that end. He will not do so, but he stopped shy of the goal line. So the two-point conversion attempt is not successful. Score will stand Bruce 55, Coldwater 6. We'll take a station break. Stick around. You're watching a sports presentation, WZ07BN, your local sports connection. With local affiliates, Channel 5 in Houston and Channel 2 in Water Valley. We'll be right back. All set for the kickoff here. Back deck to receive for Bruce will be number 10, Fred Thomas, as well as number 22, that's Roger Armstrong. Ball's going to roll out of bounds around the 20-yard line, so we'll re-kick this one. It'll be kicked from Coldwater's own 35-yard line. We have just been rejoined here by William Morgan high atop the press box booth. William, I believe the temperature dropped 10 or 15 degrees since you left a few minutes ago. It's really getting plunging down there. My toes are frozen.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit cooler here. It's getting kind of football weather, but this game's a little sideways, isn't it, Mitchell?
A blowout from way back, 55-6. 9:43 showing remaining in the ball game. Relatively short kick. Fibs off to the right side. Penalty marker down. It rolls out of bounds across the way on the far sideline this time. We'll redo it once again. 5 yards deeper. This time from the 30-yard line. Once again, if you missed it earlier, we'll take a look at the major universities in the Magnolia State. Well, they'll be in action tomorrow, Saturday, October the 13th. The Ole Miss Rebels will travel to Athens to take on the Georgia Bulldogs between the hedges in a key conference matchup. The Mississippi State Bulldogs will face Kentucky at Lexington, Kentucky, and the Southern Miss Golden Eagles will take on the Green Waves of Tulane at New Orleans. Back to action here. Kick is away. This will be number 22 on the kick return, Roger Armstrong for the Trojans. He runs out of bounds around the 35-yard line in Trojan territory. And if I'm not mistaken, this will be the worst field position Bruce has had to start with in a long time in this game, maybe with the whole ball game, I'm not sure. They have maintained that good field position all evening this evening, but they'll start this drive from around their own 35 with 9 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the ball game. First and 10 Trojans from the 35 as number 14, Jamie Easley, sets his offense. Puts 26, Ben Glass in motion across the way. Straight ahead thrust there, gets around to the 37-yard line. Trojans content here to probably just run some time off this clock. 55-6, Bruce. Clock is on the move with 9 minutes and 20 seconds now remaining in the game. Pick up a couple of yards there on the previous carry. Number 40, Leachman in motion to the near side. Easily options back to number 11, fumbles the ball. Ball is still loose on the ground. Big scramble for the ball. Who's got it? Johnny Armstrong trying to come up with the Trojans. Cougars have recovered. Coldwater Cougars will have possession. And that ball is going to be marked around the 35-yard line, 35-36 in Trojan territory. First and 10 Coldwater from that point. As the Cougars now will have an opportunity to put some more points on the board to avoid the total embarrassment here. Penalty marker down. 40 Derek Conrad with that carry off the right side for the Cougars. 55 takes into the game for Bruce Corey Harrelson, a sophomore at 125, defensive back. He replaces number 86, Roger Moore, for Bruce. Roger had the touchdown a few moments ago for the Trojans. Yardage being marked up here against Coldwater. The illegal procedure call against the Cougars. 63, Jeffrey Gillespie, a senior at 180, takes into the game for Bruce. First and 15 here for Coldwater. Red's going to carry it himself now down to the 35. He is dragged down from behind. In on the stop was number 11, Johnny Armstrong, for Bruce, as well as number 5, Brad Embry. That's going to bring up the second down situation, and about 8 yards to go for the first. The ball is marked around the 34-yard line, 33-34, in Trojan territory.
Mitchell, it appears that some people are beginning to leave. You think they may know who's going to win this game?
I don't think there's any question about that. They're probably trying to find somewhere warm now. I wish we had a heater up here on top of this press box. It is cold. Second and about 7 or 8 here for the Cougars. Option, the ball is fumbled, is on the ground, still loose. Trojans have come up with it, and they drive it down to around the 50-yard line, right at midfield stripe. I believe that's number 45 with the fumble recovery, Rodney Tillman, a junior at 125 for the Trojans. First and 10, Bruce, from the midfield stripe. 7.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. The options back to Jerome Tillman, trying to turn the corner on the left side. Not much running room there for Tillman, as he is immediately dropped by number 64, Demetrius White, a senior at 170, at the linebacker position for the Cougars. No appreciable gain, bring up a second down, and once again 10 yards to go. Leaving the game off offensively for Bruce, number 26, Ben Glass, a sophomore at 115, as does number 40, Jay Leachman, a sophomore at 115 as well. Second and 10. Rodney Tillman comes in motion to the near side for the Trojans. Easy with a draw play up the middle. It's fooled no one there. Be a loss on that play of about 4 or 5 yards. Fumble and fumble recovery was made by the Cougars. So Coldwater will be in business once again from the 45-yard line or thereabouts. in Trojan territory. 1st and 10.
It'll be a district game at Water Valley next Friday.
That ball's going to be spotted around the 46-yard line. Number 80 checks into the game for the Trojans. That's Chris Bean, a sophomore, 135, coming in with the linebacker position defensively. Now he leads the game, coming to the near sideline. 1st and 10 Cougars. 32 with a carry off the right side. That was James Stewart.
Gillespie on the tackle.
2nd down here, and about 8 yards to go. Greg Red with the second calling duties for the Cougars. Quick pitches it back to number 40, Derek Conrad, trying to find somewhere to go. Still on his feet, driving down the field. Up near the 1st down marker. Nice running by number 40, Derek Conrad, is a sophomore at 160 into tailback position. I believe he got enough yardage for the 1st down. It will be 1st and 10 Coldwater as the chain crew moves the sticks across the way. The ball's going to be marked around the 34, 35-yard line in Bruce territory. Clock is winding down now with 5 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in the game. Red on the keeper on the near side, trying to find someone open downfield. He is hit there and still on his feet, though, scrambling around, trying to find somewhere to go. Around the 30, fumble on the play. We'll have to wait and see. Bruce has recovered the fumble. Greg Red scrambling around for his life back here, trying to find an open receiver downfield. Could not find one. And he took a shot there, and the ball popped loose, and the Trojan fell on it. Perhaps number 5 with a fumble recovery. I'm not sure. Brad Embry, a junior at 150. In any event, it'll be 1st and 10 Bruce from the 34, 35-yard line in Trojan territory. As Jamie Easley checks into the game offensively once again at the quarterback position. First and 10 Trojans. Ben Glass in motion across the way. Inside give goes to number 33, still on his feet, driving down the field. He may go. This is Jerome Tillman. It's a foot race to the end zone. Can he make it? It's at the 10. The 5 is going to go all the way in for the score. Touchdown, Trojans. 33, Jerome Tillman, a junior at an even 200 pounds. Find a little opening up the middle, and that's all he needed. It was a foot race to the end zone. 6 more points go on the board for the Trojans of Bruce. 61 now, Bruce, to 6 for Coldwater. Armstrong comes onto the field to try to attempt to attack on the extra point. Hold by number 14, Jamie Easley. The kick is up. And once again, it's true. Tim Armstrong has done an excellent job this evening with his extra points. 62, Bruce, 6, Coldwater. 4:21 remaining in the ball game. We'll take another sponsor timeout with Ann. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Well, great football game here. If you like a game like this where Bruce is really just taken this ball game and gone with it. They've dominated it throughout the entire game. Pontotoc Electric Power Association. Pontotoc Electric Power Association right here in Bruce, serving this area with the best in electric power. Carver's Auto World in Bruce and Houston. Carver's Auto World right here in Bruce has a line of great used cars at the best deals you can find around. Toes Jewelry right here in Bruce. Now's the time to be thinking of that special someone with Christmas just ahead. And Parker Memorial Funeral Home. Parker Memorial Funeral Home offers caring service at a time when you need them most. Patrick's Home Center in Houston. Patrick's Home Center, located on Highway 8 East. And now we'll go back to the game.
Ball is fumbled there on the attempt to return the kick. Number 30 trying to get outside, and he was ridden down there by a host of Trojan defenders. Number 11 in there with the stop, among others, Johnny Armstrong for the Trojans. That was number 30, Tracy Blackburn, with the attempt to return the kick. So the Cougars once again will start deep in the hole in their own territory. There's 4 minutes and 12 seconds of operating time available in the ball game.
Cougars first and 10 on their own 10-yard line.
That ball's going to be marked around the 7 or 8 yard line in Coldwater territory. First and 10 Coldwater from that point. Pitch back goes number 40 on the right side, following his blocks down the field. Finally stopped there. Derek Conrad with that carry. Pick up for about 8 yards, bring up a second down situation here, and about 2 to go for the first.
It's second and 3 for the Cougars.
It goes on the right side for a couple of yards on the game, perhaps enough for a first down. We'll have to wait and see where the officials spot the ball. Let's keep the ball on the ground, boys, and get this thing out of here. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the game. 62, Bruce, to 6 for Coldwater. I believe the temperature is dropping and getting colder by the minute up here. Pitchback is fumble, and this is going to be a loss on this play. Once again, back to around the 15-yard line. Number 80 in there with the stop, among others. That was Chris Bean, a sophomore, 135. James Freelon leads the game defensively for the Trojans.
Loss of 3, so second and 13 for the Cougars.
Take it down here and about 13 yards to go for the first. Under 3 minutes to play now in the ball game. Ball carrier carries the ball back out to around almost the 20-yard line. Bring up a third down, about 9 yards to go.
Bad Henry and Vincent on the tackle. Third and 9 for the Cougars.
Red working out of that shotgun formation, gets a good snap back here, drops in the pocket, wants to throw, airs it out. Number 9 is there, has got it, first down yardage. Down the far sideline, finally knocked out of bounds. That was Cedric Merritt with that reception, a senior 150. As he fights his way down to around the 45-yard line, 40 or 45, somewhere along that area. Got to wait and see where the officials spot the ball here. Perhaps he stepped out of bounds before he reached that point. Ball's going to be marked around the 39. And it'll be first and 10 Coldwater from that point.
39.
Red gets a good snap back, airs it out. He got an arm on him, going for 85, overshot him. Rodney Valentine, the intended pass receiver, a senior at 148. Greg Red led him just a little too far that time. They bring up the second down, and once again, 10 yards to go. That stopped the clock with an incomplete pass at 1 minute and 44 seconds remaining now. wants to throw. Got a man. Is complete. Number 9, Cedric Merritt with that reception down to around the 46-yard line or thereabouts in Trojan territory.
Pass complete to Merritt. Caught by Tillman.
1st and 10 for Coldwater. Minute and a half remaining in the ball game now.
1st and 10, Cougars from the Trojan 46.
Red wants to throw over the middle. Pass is almost picked off there by number 11, Johnny Armstrong. Stop the clock with a minute 13 seconds remaining now. While we have the opportunity, we would like to remind everyone to join us next week. We'll be traveling to Water Valley for the Trojan Red Devil contest. Blue Devil, excuse me. Always a big rivalry, always a good ball game. That's Bruce at Water Valley next Friday night. Number 40 with the reception is Derek Connard down the field. Very close to the first down. I believe he got it across the way there.
Tim Armstrong on the tackle. Game was enough for first down.
1st and 10, Cougars. Ball is spotted around the 35-yard line in Trojan territory. Out of shotgun formation, under pressure now, rolling to his left, trying to direct traffic downfield. Pass is going to be well short of the intended receiver. That's number 85, Rodney Valentine, the nearest pass receiver on that particular play. Stop the clock with an even 30 seconds now remaining in the game. Wants to throw over the middle. Pass is in and out of the hands of number 85, the intended receiver, Rodney Valentine. And that stops the clock with 23 ticks now remaining in the ball game. Big Red tries to pass the ball, slips out of his hand, and he is immediately nailed by a host of Trojans. 63 Jeffrey Gillespie in there, among others, with a stop defensively.
Don't forget next Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, this game will be for the district championship.
And that'll bring up the 4th down. And about 17, 18 yards to go. Clock stopped with 3 ticks remaining. And the Cougars call a timeout with 3 seconds remaining in the ball game. And the crowd starts to make their way now to the exit gate. What people are left here, that is. We did have a capacity crowd on the homestand side this evening for this Trojan homecoming game. And it's been all Bruce this evening, 62-6. Barring penalty, this will be the last play of the ball game. Gets the snap on 1 or 2 hops, tries to get away with it, and he's dragged down from behind, and that's going to do it. Bruce 62, Coldwater 6. Trojan Homecoming 1990. Again, congratulations go out to Miss LaDonna King, the homecoming queen for this 1990 campaign. Lori Edmondson, the maid of honor. And now for the entire TV7 Sports crew, this is Mitchell Johnson bidding you a very pleasant good evening from Trojan Field. We'll see you next week.